Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, GunsNRoaches is back against coolzero. It's a rematch here on Alcyone. Top right, going to be coolzero. He's got some good macro, but maybe not some good micro. And in the bottom left, it's going to be GunsNRoaches. He is our Zerg player with a Brood War hatch. Excellent stuff. He's a Brood War fan, I feel like. If you don't like Brood War, then why would you select the Brood War hatch, right? Or pay for it? Is it a paid thing or an earned thing? I don't know. I don't like the way they look here in StarCraft 2, but it's good to see. And yeah, if you like Brood War, youtube.com/Falcon Paladin is where I post my Brood War casts. All things StarCraft here from Falcon Paladin. So this replay was sent to Sniper Monkey at the email address in the description with the subject of mid-rank madness. It's gold, platinum, or a diamond, and exciting in some way. So we didn't get any submissions for the last couple of weeks, and Sniper Monkey is sad about that, so go ahead and submit some, okay? Okay, so it's a double gas opening here from coolzero. Maybe it's going to be Mass Cyclone here against Zerg, which can be hard to handle at this level, but surrounding them with upgraded Zerglings is a very, very good way to handle them. That's why Racecar Mech is Cyclones with Hellions to handle the Zerglings. So we will see. So it's going to be a hatch first play here from GunsNRoaches. Extractor into pool. Saturating the gas early. Well, early is better than never, right? Better early than never. And better late than never. Better early than late as well, I feel like. On time is good, but anyway, so we got our Reaper coming out. What's up, Senor Reaper? What are we going to do here? This is a Midrank Madness game, so we could get 3 kills or die immediately. That's why I like casting Midrank Madness replays and Brave Noob World replays as well. Look at what's inside the spawning pool. It's like a weird mech thing. This is a mech spawning pool from Stedman, right? Right, that's the lore. Ooh, command center at like 215. Okay. Oh, this is the second command center. Never mind. I thought it was a third. Reaper, you cannot kill this hatch. Stop trying. And he's like, okay, boss. Do, says this Reaper. Pew, pew, pew. And don't get surrounded by lings, especially not on creep or off creep. Getting surrounded by lings and slow lings off creep is so embarrassing. There we go. 1 kill. Okay. Why are we just okay? So he didn't scout. So maybe it's a pool first. I will go ahead and make my first command center here. And third command center getting started sub 3 minutes. Somebody's been watching professional Terran players. And just continuing to make Marines here. GunsNRoaches is like, I'm just going to make Queens. Metabolic boost here on the way. And are we going to inject? Inject. There we go. A little bit late, but again, better late than never. And this little window here is very, very good for this Reaper. But again, slowlings are fast off creep. And once their queens out, it's very, very hard to avoid their attacks. So good job getting out of there. Getting a little bit of damage and then just getting out of there. Got a factory. Okay, landing on the reactor. So Hellions. Yeah, so this is just pretty much a Maru build or a Beyond build here. So very, very good to emulate your heroes with build orders, right? And compositions. If they're doing it, it's a good strategy for sure. Run, Reaper! Oh, he did. He did run. Wow, very good. So coolzero paying attention to his Reaper. I think that bodes well here. Ooh, 27 out of 16 drones here at the natural hatch. There we go. Extractor. So yeah, so basically just keep making drones until you are oversaturated or saturated at your natural base, and then make 2 extractors, 1 extractor here, resaturate this gas, make a lair, and make 2 evolution chambers and a baneling nest. It is a lot to do at the same time. But if you do that, then you are well set up for the mid game. But GunsNRoaches here is not making a lair. Still oversaturating, not saturating these gases. And yeah, so, okay, so he is saturating these gases, and he does, okay, go ahead and take his, yep, saturate this gas, and then take another extractor in his main, and a macro hatch here as well, and a baneling nest. So unless you have a lair, these banelings are going to be slow, man. So 2 Hellions and a Reaper. Getting out of there, just putting a little bit of pressure here on GunsNRoaches. Oh, there we go. GunsNRoaches is on the bottom on this map on Alcyone. Yep, fair enough. Throwing down a Spore Crawler just to make sure you have defense against Banshees, especially cloaked Banshees. And yeah, we haven't scouted at all here for GunsNRoaches. So, I guess this Overlord is here, but we don't know what's going on inside this main base, do we? It could be Cloaked Banshees, but it's gonna be Reactored Cyclones and Blue Flame Hellions. Oh, it is Racecar Mech. Okay, like I said, this can be really tough for low-level players to handle. The deal is to pick off the Cyclones, because once they're dead, you know, any roaches you have are a big deal. I mean, I guess you could try to pick off the Hellions, too, and just get Ling and Bane to fight against the Cyclones from that point. That's pretty good, too. Creep Tumor, no. And what we'll see from the pro players is they will actually abduct Cyclones from the group of the Racecar Mech. And that way the Cyclones are all dead, and then everybody's dead because they've got Roaches and Ravagers to deal with everything else. But okay, Slowbane's connecting with these Blue Flame Hellions on Creep. Yeep. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, there we go. Death. Death to Hellions, but death to drones as well. Blue Flame Hellions, man. They are the bane of every lower level Zerg player's existence. I hate them. They're so hard to deal with. Yeah, Roaches deal with them, but Hellions are so fast, and they just run around, and the Roaches are chasing them. The Roaches are slow, and they suck. And it makes me sad. Get some Ravagers out, yeah, but it's hard to do that while your workers are constantly dying to Blue Flame Hellion attacks. And Queens are pretty good here in this situation, so I do like that GunsNRoaches has 5 Queens out. They're all sitting here defensively, which means we're not getting injects onto these bases anytime soon. These injects are going to finish up. Love the 4th base from GunsNRoaches. Love the 3rd base here from coolzero. He didn't land it until 7 minutes. Dude, Cyclones picking off Queens. This is not looking good. Ugh, not looking good on the rematch. Oh, but you're letting slow Banes connect with your dudes. Ugh. Yeah, the whole point of this is kiting. If you're trying to go Racecar Mech, you really don't want to be in range and take hits from anything with the Cyclones. Yeah, he's not even using the lock-on ability here. He's just using the basic attack of the Cyclone, and it's kind of working out for him. It's still 49 to 30 workers, though. GunsNRoaches has been droning up a whole lot. And he kind of can totally absorb these hits in a way that, you know, lesser Zerg players would not be able to because they wouldn't have the workers for it. Centrifugal Hooks is finishing up here soon. That'll be really nice here. A Banshee shows up, and the 3rd base dies. That's a huge problem for GunsNRoaches. Yeah, so coolzero in the first game before the rematch, it was Marines, and it was like tanks and Marauders and stuff. Okay, but again, oh, don't let the Banelings connect with you. They don't have speed. Okay, speed finishes up like in the middle of that engagement. And he kind of shut that thing down. I mean, there's a couple of units here left. I don't know that Hydras are great against these Blue Flame Hellions, and they're not, because Blue Flame Hellions do bonus damage versus light. Like, Hellions do bonus versus light. Infernal Pre-Igniter, Blue Flame Hellions do bonus versus light. So your Hellions are not going to like fighting them very much. Some Lurkers might be pretty good here too if you wanted to go for that, but I don't think he's interested in doing that. I like the upgrades he's going for. What is coolzero doing for upgrades? He's got, again, the Infernal Pre-Igniter, +1 vehicle weapons, no further upgrades coming in, but he is getting another armory. So maybe use the existing armory to get upgrades. I don't know. That might be his entire plan here. We'll have to find out. Okay, 4th base coming in here from Zero, building it out there on the low ground. Factory. This is the play. We got Hellbats now because we had an armory. Blue Flame Hellbats. It actually gets rid of some of their range, which means Hydras are better here. Yeah, Mass Hydra would do pretty good against a Hellbat 1-2 Cyclone and Banshee army. Guess more Cyclones aren't joining the party here, though. Oh, and a Thor being added in, so it's not Racecar Mech at all. It is 100%. Oh, it's a run-by. It's a Ling. Oh, this isn't even walled off, man. This is walled off. Top of the ramp looks good, but every SCV in the natural base's life is in a lot of trouble. Oh, this is so good. Ling run-bys, man. As a Zerg player, incredible. This is such good stuff, man. All right, so they all get cleaned out, but that just bought GunsNRoaches some breathing room, right? The whole army came back to deal with this. He didn't have to send the whole army back. Send back some Blue Flame Hellions. Roast him up. His third base is back and running. He's making 12 more drones at a time. He's replacing his losses really effectively. So right now, he's got the double Evo Chamber, the Baneling Nest, and the lair. He's going for an Infestation Pit here, too. I do like to get an Infestation Pit as soon as that lair finishes. And then go into Hive just because I love Cracklings so much and because I love Ultras. I probably wouldn't make Ultras against this comp just because Cyclones do really well against Ultralisks, especially in mass. So in this situation, I'd probably go Lingbane Hydra. But the Lings having Adrenal is going to be really nice nevertheless. I mean, it's one of the greatest upgrades in the game. And guess what? Lingbane Hydra is really good against Thors too, which coolzero is trying to add into his comp here. So yeah, it is Hydra Lingbane, right? That's exactly what GunsNRoaches is going for. He has the right composition to deal with what we're seeing here. Some Vipers to throw some Abducts down on the Cyclones, on the Thors especially, would be really nice. But Viper usage is pretty rare in mid-rank madness. I don't expect to see it, but if we do see it, I'll be really pleasantly surprised. Fourth command center, no, fourth command center here, fifth command center here. coolzero's expanding, not doing anything with the bases though. He's not upgrading the planetaries, he's not making SCVs with them, he just has them to look at, I guess. Yeah, army value 82 to 50 in favor of coolzero, but Banelings... Ooh, getting hits on the Cyclones and the Hellions. That's what they wanted to do. Now it's Hydras. Straight Hydra fighting against Cyclones. Excellent stuff. That Thor has to retreat. It doesn't trade well against Hydras either, especially this many Hydralisks. Especially that many Hydras. And I like unloading the Thor and getting some single target damage off on these Overlords. Like, why are you going that way? You're not even Dropper Lords. I don't know. They got caught up in some kind of an attack here. Why are you bringing Overlords with you? There we go. Gonna overseer them. I guess he's worried about Widow Mines, which he should be. If your opponent's meching in any way, or even if they're not meching, Widow Mines are going to be a big concern. If you don't have any overseers, you will just get wrecked by Widow Mines consistently. Which is a bad time. Okay, Mass Thor versus Mass Hydra. Again, the upgrades here are +2, +1. Ooh, Blue Flame Hellions come in to change the scheme. The Cyclones, too, kind of changing it a little bit. So gonna get out of there. Doesn't know about this base. Not that it's really providing a lot of value for coolzero, but he did mule it. Dude, planetary this thing. Just make it so like Mass Hydra has a hard time with it. Lings have a hard time with it. Make them bring Hydras, Lings, and Banes to wipe out your planetary. And yes, they can. I'm not saying it's going to be invulnerable, but it's better than leaving your command center as a nothing. So he is upgrading it to a planetary. This one's an orbital. So his fourth base and his third base being an orbital is pretty gutsy. But he's got +2 attack. He's working on +2 armor here for his mech usage. Hive on the way. Lurker Den coming in here too. Lurker's going to be pretty good in this situation. Cyclones trade pretty well against them though. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we can't get any lurkers yet. It's going to be a minute before that happens. Checks this base by popping up on the other side of the mineral. Says, cool, I have a gold base. And my opponent does not. Of course, again, there's no income coming from it because those mules are timed. And he doesn't have any SCVs over here at all. Overseer on the scout in. I think you know what he's doing. I think you know it's pretty much mass factory stuff. So Hive finishing up. Then we can make some Vipers. We got a bunch of Lings. They don't have Adrenal because the Hive's not done yet, obviously. coolzero needs to make a move. You're going to park out here. I think you kind of have to go. I mean, I guess a Zerg player could try to attack you off creep, which they probably don't want to do. But yeah, GunsNRoaches is waiting with bated breath for that Hive. He's got another group of Lings coming into the natural base, and he gets inside the main because this is not something GunsNRoaches sees. And these Lings are +1/+2, so I mean, they'll fight against SCVs extraordinarily well. These Lings fighting against Blue Flame. No, but these Lings, man, they've killed a few SCVs today. 27 SCVs have died. It is now 82 to 30 workers. Look, man, if you're going to mech against a Zerg player, you got to have a good economy. You will be more cost efficient, but you can't. Okay, we're just doing this, I guess. This is why your fourth base should probably be a planetary. But I don't know. This is enough to take down a planetary without a doubt. So coolzero says, retreat, retreat, lost my orbital. And yeah, GunsNRoaches is like, I don't feel like engaging with your mech army right now. What if I just, sit here on the high, oh my gosh, that's terrible. Yeah, your unit's kind of getting squozen through some high ground here. Oh, that medevac died, probably had Hellbats in it based on what I was seeing there. And then yeah, you just concave high ground here. Anti-armor missile gets tossed down. Only one of these hydras is being affected by it, and the concave is real, boys. Oh, and he's target firing individual Thors, but my goodness. Yeah, that was a great trade. I know you're like, but Falcon, he lost. Yeah, but that was like 5 Thors that died. I mean, it is a total of, okay, 3 Thors that died. Resources lost are 1,400 for the Terran and 14,000 and 16,000 for GunsNRoaches. Good trades. Yeah, so you sit around, you don't have Adrenal yet because you haven't chosen to get it, even though you have a Hive. Adaptive Talons coming in. Dude, the worker count for coolzero is abysmal. He's got a surprisingly decent bank for it. Like, really surprisingly decent. And with how much you're using Ling run-bys, you would think the man would be going for some of that Adrenal, but apparently not. +3 vehicle weapons on the way from coolzero. Love that upgrade for him. Yeah, +3 tanks and Thors are very scary against Zerg, no matter really what you're doing. I guess the tanks aren't, you know, very good against Broodlords and Mutas and stuff, but against everything else, yeah, +3 tanks are scary. Is he going to see this base for the first time? He is! He's like, la la la, is there a base here? Yes! Blah, all the Lings immediately get burned alive. This tank's probably going to die. Oh yeah, tank's going to die for sure. And then coming through a tiny little choke to attack a planetary. No, bad angle. Bad angle. Okay, if you want to stutter step in, you need all of your Hydras to be attacking this and maybe bring some Banes along too. Uh-oh, then the army comes along the back side. And they're going to fight with the planetary, but not enough. The planetary gets wiped out. coolzero's knocked down to 3 bases and 20 workers, and 2 of the bases are basically mined out or have nothing going on at it. It is 82 to 20 workers right now. I wish I had an income tab to show you because it would be absolutely hugely favoring GunsNRoaches right now. Hydraling Bane has been working out extraordinarily well for him. He's only about 2,000 resources more lost than the Terran player, which at 17 minutes is amazing. Seismic Spines coming in. Usually get Seismic Spines before Adaptive Talons, but considering GunsNRoaches hasn't made any lurkers yet, it doesn't really matter what order he gets the upgrades on for the lurkers. This position. This queen is blocking these hydras from going where they want to go because they spawned here and they were told to go this way, and instead of going left around or going around here, sometimes their pathing gets really dumb. GunsNRoaches says, once ahead, guess what? Get more ahead. So he's expanding to the bottom right. He's expanding to the top left at about a 10 o'clock spot. 9 o'clock spot exists for him. He was taking hits, but he's feeling fine. It is 86 to 29 army supply. Like, this could just be a win right now, an A-move win for GunsNRoaches. If there were more tanks, I'd feel worse about it. If there were like 10 tanks here, I'd be like, don't engage into that. Expand a whole bunch. Maybe get drops. Maybe go for a Nidus inside the Terran base. That would be rad. Nidusing right next to this tank would be very cool. But he's not making tanks. And honestly, if your opponent's making Mass Hydra, tanks are a pretty good answer. You want more than a couple, though. And it's too late to tech into Marines. Marines with Stim are amazing against Hydralisks. Cost for cost. But it's too late for that. So it's got to be tanks, man. It's not really going to be Thors. It's not really going to be Cyclones. Even Mass Hellion at this stage of the game doesn't do crazy well against these Hydras. With the +1/+2, man, further upgrades on these Hydras would be pretty great. You're sending changelings in, or are those lings that keep running in there to die? But yeah, this is an A-move situation. This is just, I mean, okay, here we go. Yeah, there's 2 tanks here. Where's the rest of your stuff? Oh, he's making some Marauders. Guess what's really bad against Hydras? Marauders are really bad against Hydralisks. So you're kind of trying to fight the army and snipe down an orbital at the same time. Not ideal, but there you go. Get the orbital, pull back a little bit, or pull back a lot of it. If you want to get out of here, that's totally fine too. And then, yeah, this is it. Mass Cyclone against Mass Hydra, especially if the Cyclones aren't using lock-on and like being microed properly. Even if they're being microed properly, there are too many Hydras here for that to really work for coolzero. SCV count is 17 to 77. High ground siege tank putting in some work. I love that. Got 10 kills. Some of those are Hydras. It's been sitting there causing all sorts of problems, haven't you? In the production, more lings, more hydras. Giving the lings adrenal would be super hot. GunsNRoaches says, no, Falcon. I just like making a bajillion zerglings and not giving them adrenal. In fairness, the man is going for a whole lot of hydras. And so giving upgrades to lings is not necessarily the first thing on his mind. Also, he's not making any lurkers. He gave the lurkers both of their speed burrow and range upgrades and is simply not making any of those lurks at all. So coolzero, his 4th base is back. His 3rd base is dead. So kind of trading out one base for another base is not going to work out all that well for him. GunsNRoaches' bank is huge. Only at 136 supply. How's his larva looking, folks? 22. He can make 22 more hydras or make a bunch of lurkers. He's got the available larva. He's got the cash. He's got the money. I mean, the supply. He can do whatever he wants here, but he's not producing anything right now, which, I don't know. If you're a Zerg player, I kind of feel like you should be attacking. Oh, he's trying to make Marines. He is trying to make Marines. But they only got 1/1 upgrades in Stim and Combat Shield and some medevac. What is this tech switch back into Marine medevac from coolzero? That's crazy. Boy, if these lings had adrenal, they'd be great against those Marines with 1/1 for sure. They got +2 attack and +2 carapace, and adrenal would be great. But he just fires up 28 more hydras. There we go. There we go. Plus these lings are 2/2. Even without adrenal, they'll trade pretty well. But yeah, this is hilarious. coolzero's like, this mech stuff is not working. Back into what I love. Ugh. Nice Widowmine shot. Is that the only Widowmine in the entire game? 2. There have been 2 Widowmines in this entire game, and that's one of them. Definitely paid for itself, but I think we need a lot more trades that definitely pay for themselves if coolzero's going to win this game. So he's Hydraling Bane, setting up, going for the planetary. Ooh, that little... This creates an extra little shot. Got canceled, never mind. So yeah, Banelings in here. Marines. Oh, no! Everybody dies. Guess what? Hydraling Bane is pretty good against Marines too. GG! coolzero gets the win. Or taps out, sorry. And GunsNRoaches gets the win. That was amazing. What an absolutely fantastic showing there. My goodness. That was incredible. Good game there by GunsNRoaches. Hydraling Bane, man. It's really how you do. He's getting an Ultralisk Cavern behind it. He never got Adrenal, though. He's on my bad list for that. He only made 279 lings, though. It's not like he made 800 Zerglings and didn't give them Adrenal. It's 200. 200. Not a huge deal. Not a huge deal. But yeah, love the expansions out here. Love the worker count at 81. Ended up losing 10 drones and killing 84 SCVs, so that'll go pretty well. Yeah, the Thors were abandoned pretty quickly. coolzero tried to race car mech into traditional mech, then into Marines, and none of that really worked here, and because he was just down so much on economy, right? Tech switching when you don't have enough money to really tech switch is tough. Zerg players have the same problem. Like, I want to tech switch into mutas, and you have like 10 gas, and then you're like, oh crap, well, I guess I'm dead. Guess I'll die, you say. So, GG. Excellent, excellent plays here all around from GunsNRoaches, getting that win in the rematch. Put a link to the other game at the beginning here, up in the top right, if you want to see the first game between these two players. But yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Again, send your replays to Sniper Monkey email address in the description with the subject of, oh, I quit out of that? Crap. Not what I wanted to do at all. I was in Brood War mode, I guess. We'll come back in. But yeah, check me out. I'm on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. Well, Twitter is X these days. And I'm also on Instagram and TikTok these days, all / Falcon Paladin. So check that out. Pretty rad stuff. But I think we already looked at what we wanted to look at, right? We saw total units lost. We saw, you know what? We're good. We don't have to do this. We really don't. But yeah, GG. And that's going to be it for me. Again, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe. We'll catch you next time. And until then, stay safe and you take care of yourself.